Carrie Jacobson, M&M Monsters. Okay, so today we're talking about Pinterest. And I find Pinterest to be absolutely one of the neatest ways to get people to come to my website. And I know that a lot of times social media can feel like, oh, what we're trying to accomplish is to grow relationships and things like that. But Pinterest isn't about necessarily growing relationships. It's about specific topics and people enjoying the pins that you're going to pin to specific topics. So let me give you an example. So my collateral design board is all about collateral design. I have about 1,000 followers, and I post things related to business card design, brochure design, things like that. So every time I post something on one of these boards, the people who are signed up and following it will get it. As you can see, I have over 1,400 followers, and that is not the same as every board. Some people will follow one board and not follow everything that you do. I tend to do that myself. I follow people's certain boards and not follow their entire profile. So when we're talking about SEO, it's important to think about how you position yourself with your little bio that you're allowed to have. So I say marketing speaker, author, and CEO of Marketing Artfully. I help small business owners with marketing, time management, and goal achievement. Those are things that people may be looking at it. I may want to change that to goal setting or something like that. People would be more likely to search for goal setting. I also have Denver, Colorado instead of Westminster. I actually physically live in Westminster, but more people would be searching for Denver, Colorado who might want to try to follow me than that. You need to get your website verified. If you can't do it yourself, ask your webmaster. And then I also have my Twitter and Facebook hooked up. If they like me on Pinterest, there's definitely a chance that they might like me on those other ones. But I will tell you, it's less about you and more about the quality of the stuff that you pin. So let's start taking a look at some of the stuff to pin. So this is my quotes with picture board. And what I did was I made sure that I wrote out the quotes with pics is not a great title, but in my description I wrote quotes with pictures covering a wide range of business topics, and then I have 1,063 followers. And as you look at this, you can see that there's all different numbers of pins, repins. This is a repin because I didn't make that, so I know it's not that. This is a repin because I know I didn't make that. So you want a combination of things that you've pinned, that you've actually physically created on your website and pinned, as well as stuff that you're actually sharing from within Pinterest or finding on another website. If you're just pinning only your own things, it'll get old really fast for the people who are following you. All right, so the easiest way, a lot of these sidebar things have pins, have a pin it, but what I did was I took control, I use Google Chrome, and what I do is I'll say pin. It'll find every picture on here that would be worthwhile to pin on that page, and this is actually the picture I'm going to pin. Let me scooch this down so you can see it, and then I'm going to put that on my email marketing board. I think that I would also add email marketing here because you want to use your SEO. People will do searches on the different topics, and I'm even going to put in email just because hashtags aren't prevalent yet, but they've come on every other social media site, so it doesn't hurt to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and pin it, and we'll see it now. And see, this description down here is a great place to be able to do your SEO. So let's go ahead and search for email marketing and see what's available on Pinterest for that. So you can do a search by pins, so we can find some of the most, I think it's a combination of the most popular pins, the most popular pinners, and things like that. So this is a great way to find different things to repin. You can also find the boards that people have made about email marketing, and those are ones that are super to follow because you may find things that you're able to repin on there. And then also pinners, and that would come from your description like we talked about. So this is somebody that has email marketing in their title of their, these would be businesses rather than personal people. So that's really kind of interesting. Another thing to consider is that you can get invited to boards that have multiple people, and the Media Monster Rebecca does this very, very well. She belongs to some giant boards, and I happen to be a part of this board. And what happens is there are hundreds of people pinning on this. And so when you get the opportunity to be invited to a different board, a lot of times, you might hesitate to do it, but I think it's a really valuable tool if you're going to do that. And last but not least, we'll have a lot more in the course, but last but not least is I just wanted to show you something really interesting. I get about 12,000 hits to my site a month, sometimes higher, sometimes lower. But the most interesting thing to me is that Pinterest is my fifth largest referral source. And I haven't actually tried very hard to make that happen. I haven't gone back and repinned all of the pins that I made before, or all the posts that I've made in years past before Pinterest showed up and things like that. So that's one thing that you really want to think of is, are you really optimizing and sharing all of the stuff that you have on your website that's maybe older than when Pinterest started and you didn't even think about going back and repinning? So, like I said, there'll be way more in the email, but this is Tara Jacobson, M&M Monsters.